Season 2 of Devil May Cry is finally here. But before jumping back into all the chaos, demons, and madness, you probably forgot how insane Season 1 actually was. Because this story didn't start with Dante, our protagonist, fighting demons. It started with a masked terrorist stealing the legendary Sword of Sparta from the Vatican, and he was willing to destroy the barrier between hell and earth. But it ends with cities collapsing, demons invading the human world, Dante unlocked his true demon form, and Vergil, Dante's brother, was revealed to be alive. So here's the complete story of Devil May Cry Season 1 from beginning to end. The story begins in Vatican City. Late at night, armed men storm the Vatican City Museum, gunning down guards and blowing their way inside. But this isn't a normal robbery. Leading the attack is a mysterious masked terrorist known as the White Rabbit. His target is a legendary sword called Force Edge, once wielded by the demon knight Sparta. Long ago, Sparta betrayed demonkind and sealed the barrier between hell and earth to protect humanity. And now, somebody wants to break that seal. After stealing the sword, the White Rabbit suddenly turns on his own crew and massacres them before blowing up the entire building. As the museum burns behind him, he announces his true goal. He's going to destroy the barrier between Earth and Hell and unleash an apocalypse. Meanwhile, in the United States, the government immediately responds to the attack. Vice President Baines meets with DARKCOM, a secret organization that handles interdimensional threats. Working alongside him is Dr. Fisher, a scientist researching demon activity. During their investigation, they interrogate information broker Enzo Farino. That's when they learn something critical. Sparta's seal can only be broken using a magical amulet Sparta split into two halves long ago. And according to Enzo, one of those halves belongs to a freelance demon hunter named Dante. At the same time, Dante is already under attack. A shape-shifting demon named Plasma ambushes him in an attempt to steal the amulet around his neck. The creature constantly changes forms to mess with Dante psychologically, even taking the appearance of a helpless baby and Dante's dead twin brother, Vergil. But Dante fights it off and protects the amulet. Back in Washington, Baines wastes no time. He sends a mercenary team after Dante to recover the amulet, with DARKCOM agent Mary Arkham leading the operation. Mary quickly notices that one of the mercenaries is secretly a demon in disguise, and kills it immediately without hesitation. Enzo is then forced to help lure Dante into a trap. But when Dante finally shows up, he instantly realizes something feels wrong. He refuses to hand over the amulet, explaining that it belonged to his mother. The mercenaries attack him, and Dante casually tears through all of them without killing anyone. Then Mary steps in herself. Unlike the others, she can actually keep up with Dante. During their fight, she notices something strange. Dante heals unnaturally fast, but demon-killing bullets also affect him differently. That leads her to suspect he's not fully human. Dante ignores the accusation, but Mary keeps pushing, saying he clearly doesn't understand what he really is, or why the amulet matters. Eventually, DARKCOM manages to overpower him using advanced tech. Mary implants a bomb in his neck that detonates if he tries to escape, and Dante is taken into custody. The story then briefly flashes back to Mary's childhood. Years earlier, her family survived a brutal demon attack, but afterward, her father John Arkham became obsessed with demons and forbidden research. Nobody believed his warnings, and his obsession slowly destroyed their family. Back in the present, Dr. Fisher studies Dante's amulet, while Vice President Baines personally questions Dante. Baines offers him a deal. If Dante works for the government, maybe God will forgive the demon blood inside him. Before the interrogation can continue, the White Rabbit and his demons ambush the convoy. Anders, the only survivor from the Vatican incident, secretly helps them because the White Rabbit threatened his daughters. During the chaos, the rabbit finally gets the second half of the amulet and combines both pieces together. But when nothing happens, Dr. Fisher realizes something is still missing. The White Rabbit immediately kills Fisher to keep the secret buried. Then he kidnaps Enzo and escapes. Dante breaks free and chases them on a motorcycle, but the bomb in his neck suddenly detonates mid-pursuit, badly injuring him. And during the escape, the White Rabbit reveals something shocking. He calls Dante the son of Sparta. Later, Dante falls unconscious and experiences memories from his childhood. He remembers his mother giving him and Vergil one half of the magical amulet each. When he wakes up, he discovers he's aboard a hijacked plane controlled by the White Rabbit's forces. Even Vice President Baines is trapped on the aircraft. The White Rabbit broadcasts a message to everyone on board. The plane has been rigged with explosives, and according to him, Dante is about to awaken his true power and save everyone. Elsewhere, DARKCOM tracks the rabbit's hideout, but the mission turns into a slaughter. Powerful demons ambush the team and wipe out almost everyone. Mary barely survives. While escaping through the building, she encounters a hidden demon family living inside the hideout. At first, she prepares to kill them immediately, but instead of attacking, the family explains that they're refugees from Makai, the demon world. They escaped hell, hoping to survive peacefully on Earth, only to end up trapped under the White Rabbit's control. For the first time in her life, Mary realizes not every demon is a monster. Meanwhile, back on the plane, Dante fights two powerful demon brothers. During the battle, memories of his childhood trauma begin surfacing again, and something inside him finally awakens. His arm transforms into a demonic form, and he completely overwhelms the demons. But the surviving brother detonates the plane out of rage. The explosion sends everyone falling through the sky. As civilians plummet toward the ground, Dante fully unleashes his demonic powers for the first time. He grows wings, transforms into a full demon form, and saves the passengers midair. At the rabbit's hideout, Mary discovers a horrifying laboratory where demons are being experimented on like test subjects. She eventually reunites with one surviving DARKCOM agent, but quickly realizes something is wrong when he casually refers to hell using its true name, Makai. The man is actually Plasma in disguise. Before Mary can react, Plasma attacks her. Their fight is interrupted by a massive plant-like demon. In the chaos, Mary manages to kill the creature using demon-killing bullets. Afterward, she makes a decision that completely changes her perspective. She promises to protect the demon refugees trapped in the facility. But Vice President Baines gives a very different order. He commands DARKCOM to exterminate every demon refugee inside the hideout. Around the same time, Dante crashes directly into the rabbit's base while continuing his battle. Mary joins the fight and kills the demon pursuing Dante. And finally, Dante admits the truth. Mary was right. He really is connected to the demon world, and he truly is Sparta's son. The two decide to work together to stop the White Rabbit. That's when they finally understand the rabbit's real plan. He needs Dante's blood to activate the amulet and destroy the barrier between Earth and Hell. But while all of this happens, DARKCOM massacres the harmless demon refugees hiding inside the facility. Plasma witnesses the slaughter and completely loses faith in humanity. Choosing death over capture, Plasma destroys the entire hideout in a massive explosion, killing itself alongside many DARKCOM soldiers. But then, the story slows down to reveal the tragic pasts of both Mary and the White Rabbit. Mary's childhood becomes even darker. Her father John, Arkham, became consumed by demon research and eventually injected himself with demon blood. The transformation turned him into a monster. Mary watched helplessly as her father murdered and devoured her mother during the fire that destroyed their home. That trauma shaped her entire life. Years later, she became one of DARKCOM's deadliest demon hunters. During one mission, Mary and her squad discovered a group of demon refugees escaping through a portal from Makai. Leading them was a young human man begging for peace. But before he could explain himself, a massive demon burst through the portal and chaos erupted. Mary's squad opened fire, slaughtering refugees and demons alike. The young man survived, but watched everyone he tried to save die in front of him. That man eventually became the White Rabbit. The episode then reveals his own childhood. As an orphan, he suffered constant abuse from his foster family. One day, he discovered a portal leading into Makai. Inside the demon world, he was rescued by kind refugee demons who treated him like family for the first time in his life. But Makai itself was a nightmare. The air was toxic, the world was dying, and weaker demons constantly suffered. After losing people he cared about, the boy dedicated himself to helping demon refugees escape into Earth safely. But after witnessing Mary's massacre years later, his mind finally broke. Believing humans and demons could never coexist, he embraced madness and decided to destroy both worlds together. Back in the present, the White Rabbit enters Makai and meets a mysterious horned demon. The demon gives them a vial containing Vergil's blood. Now, the rabbit finally has everything he needs. Meanwhile, Mary refuses to let Dante meet the rabbit alone. She locks Dante away and decides to confront the rabbit herself. She's fully prepared to kill Dante if it prevents the apocalypse. But the battle quickly spirals out of control. Mary fights the rabbit's forces alone until poisoned weapons paralyze her. Before she's killed, Dante breaks free and saves her. Then, the rabbit forces Dante to witness the truth about Makai, an endless wasteland where demons suffer and die constantly. The rabbit explains that everything he's done was to save demonkind from extinction, but to do that, humanity would have to die. Dante understands the suffering, but he refuses genocide. He rejects the rabbit completely and fights through his demon army. During the battle, the white rabbit finally removes his mask in front of Mary, and she instantly recognizes him as the young man whose refugee camp she destroyed years ago. Dante eventually defeats Cavalier and overpowers the white rabbit himself. As the rabbit falls into the ocean below, he warns Dante that catastrophe is still coming. Soon after, the white rabbit returns badly wounded. Desperate to survive, he consumes one of the remaining demons, mutating into a gigantic monster fused with demonic power. At the same time, Anders secretly recovers the rabbit's portal device for Baines. Vice President Baines confronts Mary over helping Dante, but before anything escalates, the transformed rabbit attacks. Now fused with the legendary Force Edge, the monster tears through soldiers effortlessly. Dante and Mary are forced to fight side by side again. During the battle, Enzo finally steps up to protect Dante, but the rabbit impales him directly through the chest. Enzo dies in Dante's arms. The fight continues across the city until the rabbit finally completes the amulet using Vergil's blood, transforming the weapon into the legendary sword of Sparta. And before Dante can stop him, the rabbit stabs Dante through the chest with the sword. At that moment, the seal separating hell and earth finally breaks. Demons begin flooding into the human world everywhere. As chaos erupts, the rabbit reveals one final truth. Vergil is still alive. Mary then realizes the rabbit's artificial heart is powering his body. She shoots it, weakening him long enough for Dante to recover. Using the sword of Sparta, Dante finally kills the white rabbit and restores the barrier between earth and hell. The invasion ends. After the battle, Dante asks Mary to help him search for Vergil, but despite everything they've survived together, Mary still believes Dante is too dangerous to remain free. She betrays him, subdues him, and has him imprisoned. Meanwhile, Anders delivers the portal device to Vice President Baines. Baines immediately kills Anders to cover everything up. Then, instead of sealing hell away forever, the government begins preparing its own invasion of Makai. Sometime later, the story shifts to a high-security prison transporting demon inmates. Suddenly, a horned demon attacks the convoy and frees the prisoners in the name of Mundus, ruler of hell. And then the demon finally reveals who he really is. Vergil, Dante's brother, is alive. And that's where Season 1 ends.